companies don't have a choice but to go to cloud, is my opinion. Because a lot of the software companies have stopped supporting or evolving products that are available on-prem. So you're really running behind if you're choosing to stay on an on-prem platform, all right? So you should be seriously considering moving to a cloud service because that's the model that's in play right now. And so you have to move to D365. If you're on AX and your company out there that have been using it for long, I'd say seriously do that in the next 2 years. Don't stay on-prem. The other is don't underestimate the transition and transformation. You got to be prepared. There's many facets to it. Like I said, is that if you've never done a cloud implementation or you don't have anything in the cloud, oh man, you're in for some big changes. If you already are in the cloud, you still are looking at a completely different platform that require a very different support structure, ongoing support structure, and the paradigm of the system pushing updates to you on a regular basis also changes things for you on the fly. You got to prepare your users for that. You got to train your user for that. The more adaptable and flexible your users are, the more they will get out of the system and service. So you gotta help them get there. Change is always hard. Doesn't matter. It's just a human thing, right? So change is really hard. So preparing them for this kind of a transformation is always going to be a thing that you want to focus on. Change is an important aspect. I think, it's always pays to do some upfront business analysis, process analysis, and documenting the outcomes you desire, and also document the current state, and at least spend some time thinking about what would that path look like outside of the system. Because a lot of times people tend to focus more on that screen, that page, that field, and forget about the fact that this is actually there to enable a business process. And if you don't spend adequate time on that, you might get into a place where the system is great, but it's just completely useless because the business process is not tied to that. The other is around really thinking about where the users are at this point in time and what does that journey look like for them to be able to start to get benefit out of the new system. So their involvement, ongoing involvement, and then really making it their own and aligning with it, understanding how each feature may help them in terms of what they need to do and what are some of the shifts they need to make in terms of doing things differently so they can utilize the features that you're enabling for them is going to be important. The other is around training, right? So you gotta train folks, and a lot of times we don't have enough time or adequate time, we think, that to train people. We simply say, hey, here's an online course, go look at it, and then you know what, you're good, let's start using it. You got to give them time to play in the sandbox, help them get used to it. Everybody learns differently, and everybody needs different amounts of time to actually get used to the system. And just from these set of projects, I've learned that we probably need to devote more time to that aspect of it. So I think a partner is extremely important, especially with a company that is choosing to utilize a partner for these implementation services. And I know there are companies that do it themselves, but if you're choosing to go with a partner, you are one team. That's first and foremost, right? So you can't think about it as that partner is going to do that and I'm going to just watch over their shoulder and do nothing. So you got to participate alongside, you got to work with them alongside. You are in it together, right? So that's one thing. The other is we expect the partner to bring in their industry experience and also prior experience of having done such implementations to help us along the way, to help us see those pitfalls and bumps on the road and help us navigate those and be able to do that and be ready to jump in when unexpected situations arise, which is great because there's always going to be unexpected things that occur. And at the end of the day, you'd love to have a partner. The partner understands the outcomes we want to realize for our business and make it their own. They're not just simply there to implement and walk away. They're really thinking about, okay, these folks are wanting to enable this kind of functionality to realize that outcome. And that is my mission for this particular initiative. This is how we want to think about. And a partner that does that automatically will work with you.